and it's one of those pieces. I don't know everything, but if I do know a good friend that I can call on and say, hey, I'm having this idea, what do you think about that? They can pour into me and give me a better understanding of what's going on. Does that make sense? Okay. And mentees, I did not get where I am at in my career without someone pouring into me. And it would be so wrong for me not to do that with other up and coming professionals, or just people who are interested in what I'm doing, or connect them with someone else who can kind of point them in the right direction of what they need to do. So you don't necessarily have to be at a certain level to be a mentor and mentee kids. You can just be present and be there and give some of your time and your attention. Does that make sense with everyone? So I'm not sure if they have some sort of professional mentor or mentee program. I'm just giving you ideas just all day long.
Not gonna cross that bridge.
But it's very key to have mentees, because you need to pay it forward and help them not only get to where you've gotten to, but help push them further so they can advance even more. Short initiatives to get to know your network. This is key. You want to, the individuals that's in my network, so to speak, I care about them. And it's not to the point where I care about them just when I need something. I would just randomly check in on someone just to say, hey, how you doing? Is everything going well? It's a 20-second text, but you never know what that person is going through on that other end, and they may need that particular, hey, how you doing? I'm checking in with you, or whatever the case may be. I mean, I remember I did that with you just to say hello. I didn't want to think, well, actually, the only thing I wanted was to make sure that you were all right. And stuff like that will you pouring into other individuals. Well, because at the end of the day, people aren't just CEOs, VPs. People are human beings, and human beings want to be checked on, and human beings want to be cared for, especially at a high level like that, because they have so many people trying to get something from them. If you are the person that's saying, hey, let me give you this, it definitely stands out. Does that make sense, everyone? Cool. Also, invite people to events that they may be interested in. I go on Eventbrite a lot, almost every day. And if I see an event that somebody may be interested in, just pass it off to them. Even in the event that that person may already have that event, they registered for it, or whatever the case may be, they usually reply back, well, thank you for thinking of me. That's huge. Thank you for thinking of me. And it's just a simple, let me pass this email on. Or if you have a business or any other initiative, host your own events. I know with tools like meetup.com, or just, you can have events at the library, just based off of what you want to do, or based off of your passion. Throw a small event. It doesn't have to be a 100 to 200 person event, even though that may be your end goal. Even if you pour into 2 or 3 people, it's worth it. This room, it was worth me flying down, dealing with a 2-hour layover, but it was worth it just seeing everybody's face in here tonight. That's huge for me, just based off of the interaction and what you guys are doing in this community. It's huge. Let me give you 3 quick relationship building roadmaps. This is what I still do to this very day. So, number 1, meet 2 new people every week. How many people are in Los Angeles? How many million?
5 billion, trillion.
So my thing is, make it a habit to meet 2 new people every week. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in an environment like this. It can be at Starbucks, at a library, or whatever the case may be. Just strike up conversation. We're so wound up in this world nowadays that we're more interactive with our phones than with people. Which is, it's the state that we're in, but at the same time, if you reach out, hey, I'm Eric, how are you doing? How's your day going? And things of that nature. It may seem awkward to that person, but at the same time, they know it's genuine. So meeting 2 new people, everybody in this room can meet 2 new people every week, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of quiet, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Number 2, I just want to know, because right now, my thing is to meet everybody in here. So, number 2, check in with 5 people in your network every week. 5 people. Everybody has LinkedIn, right? Kind of quiet, man. Everybody has LinkedIn, right?
Right.
So, based off of that, it can be as simple as just looking through your connections and just reaching out to someone. And a lot of times people make it so confusing, maybe I just need to reach out to them when I have an article. No, just check in with them. This is what I do. The title of my email, check in. Hey, how are you doing? What's new? Boom. Obviously, if I haven't talked to you in a minute, you have some stuff going on, but also it creates a space where it's not about me, it's about you. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know what's what you need help on. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. When you make it about the other person, it definitely strengthens the relationship. And number 3, have one face-to-face meeting with someone in your network every week. Once again, we're so virtual, we lose the human interaction. I mean, even this boils down when it comes to relationships. I mean, I was face-to-face with my wife when I met her. You know, I mean, there's sometimes that we will still check in with each other via social media, but this is all about connection. And I'm just not talking about a LinkedIn connection. I'm talking about it gets to a point where who in your network that you can call right now, no, let me paint this scenario. If you, and I don't wish this on anyone, but if you lost your job tomorrow, who can you call on your network that can get you a job the next week? If you don't have anybody, no one comes to mind, then you need to start to strengthen your network. I specifically know a guy, he lost his job on a Friday. He had a better paying job that Tuesday, just based off of one phone call. It got to the point where the conversation was more, hey, they let me go. The guy on the other end said, say no more, hung up, made a couple of phone calls, got to a point where he didn't even have to go through the interview process. This is my friend, he needs a job, and based off of the relationship that other guy had, he trusted him, so he said, okay, when can he start? People are your most valuable asset. I don't want, if you don't remember anything else based off of this presentation, the people that you build and strengthen relationships with are your most important asset. With regards to Chandria, when I knew that I was coming down here, and I know she does video, what type of person would I be if I reached out to someone else knowing that she does this? I support her, I believe in her, I want her to come back to Chicago, but that's another situation within itself. But, yeah, I know. But it was a no-brainer based off of the relationship that we had. Does everybody understand that? Number 4, develop a 360 feedback strategy. Usually most people are open to feedback, especially when it comes to their job, when it's time for reviews, which is too late. So you're telling me that your boss is supposed to know everything that you've done throughout the year when he's dealing with when he's having conversations about CEOs fraternizing with other people. Your boss has so much going on that the feedback that he or she gives you on an annual basis isn't enough. One thing that I would suggest, set up a quarterly feedback frequency with your boss. So at least every quarter you know, this is what I need to work on this quarter. This is what I need to work on that quarter. And documentation is the name of the game. Based off of what you learn and based off what you apply and the accomplishments that you make, you definitely want to document everything, because once it is time for your annual review, you drive the conversation. In quarter 1, this is what I've accomplished. In quarter 2, this is what I've accomplished. And then not only does it put you in a position and show that this person is really well versed and they know what they're talking about, once it gets to the point where you want to negotiate your pay increase, you have what you needed to work on, what you have worked on in a documented and organized fashion. So if they try to give you that, 0.17% raise, you can say, no, here are all my accomplishments. I think I deserve something else. So it can be used as a heavy negotiation tactic also. With regards to your 360 feedback strategy, includes your boss, your peers, your direct reports, friends and family, because one of the key things that I had to learn when it came to my wife, how I show up at work is how I show up in my house. So who a better person than my wife to give me feedback, even though it was now that was a difficult conversation, but it got to a point where I trusted her. I knew that she was saying this not to tear me down, but to build me back up again. So based off of that, I learned in 1 year, I learned more based off of the feedback from my wife than I learned from the other.